And back. Alright, so let's try this again, shall we? Um, Here's yet another weekly video. That was a touch rush. I'm trying to learn more about video editing while providing some decent content for y'all to watch. My last video had some peeps DM me with some really constructive feedback, so I decided to take those suggestions to heart. You can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Xbox Live, and stream by searching for Pragamus. Keeping it easy for you guys. And just like it's on the screen, I've got invite links straight to my Discord on my Twitch website. Links will be down below when I finally upload this to YouTube. If you have a suggestion, don't hesitate to hit me up on either of these platforms, or if you want to go left, comment. With all that said, let's get on with it. Let's go ahead and swap over. This is going to be really bad. There's my script. It's freaking stupid. I think I should be doing bullet points instead, but whatever. So, let's go full screen on there. And incidentally, if you guys are tuning in and commenting, I only have 2 monitors, so I can't actually keep up what's going on. So, anyway, yeah. So let's go ahead and get this going. So what we're going to highlight here is the boss fight stuff from both Anvil and Diablo. I've got 2 different boss fights from Anvil and the mouthfeel fight from Diablo 3. Decidedly, Anvil, as you can see here, is more arcadey. It's more roguelike in what you'll fight against, what you have to explore, and what relics you can acquire within any given run. Relics work much like armor, that if you can synthesize and equip on your breaker, also known as a character. There's upgrade points you can apply to your pilot that affects all of the different roles you can choose, and you can equip an augmented skill along with up to 4 different relics from the start of your run. I'll speak to this more in another video if I get any traction on this one video, because farming those relics so you can have them at your disposal is a complete rabbit hole. Hopefully you guys aren't like, chatting at me in the freaking comments, whatever, but right now anyway, as I'm streaming this. Anyway, the second fight is pretty tough, as it's the big bad guy for the extreme campaign within Anvil itself, and by the time you face off with this guy, you better be on point with the relics that you have and which skill upgrades you get. Doing this on your own right out of the box is damn near impossible. However, if you reach this guy, you're guaranteed to get a relic that you've acquired during the run, provided that the relic hasn't already been acquired by you, and even if you lose, you still get it. Word of warning, if you have a decoy skill and this robot hits it and kills it, it'll self-heal. Full disclosure, the first time I faced off against this guy, I felt cheated, and despite my most valiant efforts, I was defeated. What you can't see on account of my overlay up here on the top of the screen is the boss health bar and whatever status effects you can inflict on them. There is a law of diminishing returns, so the more often you slap a status effect on them, it'll decrease each time. As near as I can tell, there comes a time when bosses become completely immune to status effects, and the longer the fight goes, the quote-unquote angrier they become, so there's an in-range meter. Oh my god, words. Along, let's see, where was I? Keep on losing my place. Oh yeah. So right off the top of my head, there's Petrify, Freeze, Burn, Poison, and with the new update, Bleed. There's both weapons that have these effects baked right in, along with relics you can acquire that can apply that effect, along with relics that can increase the damage against those effects, and immunity relics you can have as well. Needless to say, this gives a very limited scope to the complexity and choice someone has and how they play. Some bosses are straight up immune to some of these effects, such as frost-based enemies, and fiery baddies, just to name a few. In the lower left of the screen is the relics I have on me, and the blue little icons here in the middle of the screen are triggered effects for my character, the relics, and the skills that I've unlocked. Those big shots that you see, on the screen that has me scoot back like a World War II cannon has an added bonus of stripping the enemy with defense, and it applies a petrification effect for a few seconds. My cohort in crime, Sledge the Edge, has a completely broken build that allows him to increase his crit damage and do massive amount of damage in a short amount of time. The way I've come to think of this game is that it's a strategic resource management system, as you'll get currency to purchase and upgrade the relics you can acquire through your playthrough, which has some light roguelike aspects. This latest update has a relic management system tailored for each basic playstyle of whichever breaker you choose, and you can customize the relics that will show up in the vaulty shops at boss fights and the relic chests throughout the exploration stages. If you blindly buy everything, you'll be perpetually broke all the time and not all that effective most of the time. There is something to be said for failing upwards, though, and a player can give you some thought into their builds, can be massively successful most of the time. but RNGs can get angry at you and sometimes cause you to fall flat on your back or face, or freeze you in place and wreck your day. Now, with the Diablo 3 fight, I'd felt that I contrast the toughest fight Anvil with one of the toughest fights in Diablo 3, the Malthael fight. Bear in mind that my monk and my comrade, the Witch Doctor, played by Pac-Man 31, was not level 70 and not geared up to our eyebrows. What that means is that we didn't have any set armor pieces, no legendary gems, no ultimate abilities. I've repeatedly said that this game is a loot grinding simulator and the real game doesn't start until you hit level 70. Full disclosure, I've set it as my own personal goal to extract all the legendary abilities from the items within Kanai's Cube, which I got like maybe 20 left. And you can also find the Kanai's Cube in adventure mode of the game, but more on that later. This fight was done during Season 26 of Diablo 3, which is currently going right now as of July 4th. Oh, Happy New Year's. Happy 4th of July, guys. And without singing the praises of Blizzard too much, I'd like to recognize where this game got things right. Hopefully this spirit will show up in Diablo 4. However, I'm not really holding my breath. As far as the gameplay mechanics, the gems, the equipable items is extremely complex, and there are lots of permutations that players can use, not to mention having class-specific legendary gear that only benefits specific classes. Armor set pieces that completely change the playstyle of each individual class with supporting legendary effects you can have on either an AI follower, yourself, or up to 3 friends that you take with you, turning this into a 4-player dungeon crawl. They have a bounty system that can drop legendaries, gold, and crafting materials, and if you're first starting out, crafting plans that you can take to your jeweler or the blacksmith. The Rift and Greater Rift system is still pretty fun, and when you find that all that is too easy and feel like your character is greater than Nephilim and think you're God Almighty, up the difficulty level, which unlocks better gems to drop, different legendary gear, set pieces, and better experience and gold payouts. And on top of that, I lost my place. Yeah, the only reason why I'm still playing this game is because of the seasonal mode that forces players to start all over. No Paragon levels, no gear, no assets, nothing except for just, cosmetic stuff and a pet to go around and pick up the meager coins that you pick. After the season is over, all the items, experience, and things you've accomplished gets rolled over to the normal game mode, so nothing goes to waste. Until you find out that you only have 60 slots of inventory on each character and 350 slots in a shared character stash. I've got 10 characters that I've played more than I should, and thinking about deleting and salvaging a bunch of stuff. It makes my completionist mindset extremely sad, if I'm honest. Kanai's Cube is something of a hidden mechanic where you can take any legendary item with some unique crafting gear acquired mostly through the bounty system and extract the legendary effect and destroying the item in the process. There's 3 slotted effects that you can apply to your character, which is weapon, armor, and jewelry, and it reminds me of the relic system within Anvil. Obviously, Diablo 3 was released about 10 years ago on PC in May 2013, and the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2013, with an Xbox One update and PlayStation 4, I believe, in 2014. Most people would recall the disastrous execution of that release, though. Blizzard attempted to bring the Warcraft auction house mechanic to monetize the title of the Diablo franchise, which was broken as hell. And the other problem with the release was that all the servers set aside to run the online component of the game wasn't up to the task of everyone wanting to play. Thankfully, Blizzard tore out the auction house and still supports the title to this day. Say what you will about the company, but I feel these factors that I've listed so far on why I play the game is the best we are going to see in the Diablo franchise. Which the Immortal title being what it is and Diablo 4 supposedly within development, I'm going to play the wait and see game instead of playing their game when it finally comes out. I can make a whole other video where I can rant and rave and rail against the Blizzard company and honestly all other AAA companies and their business-centric tactics. My hope is that Big Daddy Microsoft and their money fixes their companies. Blizzard and Bethesda. Oh my god, did I say that? My bad. Anyway, having said all that, let's go ahead and nail the conclusion. Yeah, don't worry, Captain Morgan. It's all good. Let's change this. Is it this one? Nope, not that one. My bad. That's a bad thing. Let's go back to this little slide right here. Incidentally, what people on YouTube are not going to see is that people decided to come in just sight unseen 9 minutes into the video and start chatting me up, and I'm just chatting. But thank you guys for showing up. Anyway, in conclusion, I'm going to go ahead and read this thing that I've output. I need to figure out how to script my stuff better. But, whatever. I gotta learn. Anyway, with Anvil, the game is in game preview. And as those of you who watch my streams on Twitch know, I like playing indie games and the other early access games on account of the perspective that indie and smaller. Let me bring this over here so I don't look like I'm chatting at people off screen. Stupid. Anyway, where was I? Yeah. Okay. So indie and smaller teams are making the game because they have a passion for it, right? And are willing to take risks to bring something new. Some would say that it's unfair to compare this title, Anvil, with a game from a AAA company like Blizzard that released a game a decade ago. However, I disagree. Yes, Anvil doesn't play a one-for-one like Diablo 3, and the way Anvil is designed is to have up to 3 players together other than 4 within Diablo 3, but therein lies the beauty. The minds behind Anvil are doing 3 things right as far as I'm concerned. They are listening to their players who are playing an active part in communicating what they find. Anvil went live with a demo on Steam in January 25th till February 9th in 2021, and had, as near as I can tell on the Steam page, a few different demos after the devs did their homework and reiterated on the game. Further testing, more tweaks, and then on September 20th, 2021, they announced at Tokyo that Anvil will be coming to Xbox via their SK Telecom publishing company. Without boring y'all with all the details, the cliff notes of all this is that it was decided to go early access using the Microsoft Game Preview program on December 2nd of 2021. They had a preseason segment of time within the game, and currently they're in Season 2. When a new season starts, you still keep all of your upgrade points and relics, which is different than Diablo 3, but with each new season, it seems they put in more relics and a new character. So kudos to them for putting the work in, but the only reason why I'm adding so much hot air about this game, and if you're still here watching, thank you, is that it's truly a cross-platform game. Steam players can play with console players by use of 5-digit code and a player can assign to themselves. Why can't Blizzard do some of this crap? Oh wait, they don't give a damn brown balloon knot about what the players want. They just care about lining their own pockets with our money. Look, the technology is there, and we've got plenty of games out there that are released on numerous other platforms, yet no cross-platform connectivity. If you guys are still here, and you're listening to my grating voice and seeing my ugly, made-for-radio face, please comment below on which games has this crossplay function. Farming Simulator 2022 has this option, and yes, any of my friends who watch this is my formal apology for flipping you guys no end of crap since 2014 for playing that game. It's addicting. I'm sorry. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say sorry anymore. Anyway. Well, it seems this video is already taking so long, I'll cap it off here. Those of you who are interested in following me, you can do so on Twitter, YouTube, and the suggestion of a few fellows I've set up on my Patreon, but don't give me any money. Not yet. I don't think I've got any value to offer you folks, so I'm just doing this as a hobby. But the least you can do, if you got this far at least, is to subscribe here on YouTube, like the video, and if you didn't like the video, leave a comment at the least. Follows, comments, likes, and subs are free. Keep your money, though. Times are tough right now. I stream over on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so come by and say hello. Until next week, stay safe and protect your family. Take it easy, guys.